What does the Bible say about dating? The Bible doesn't mention dating directly because there was no such thing as dating in biblical times. The path to marriage was more formal and more intentional than in today's dating culture. Courtship in the time of Jesus was a serious, legally binding arrangement negotiated between families. It often starting in a person's mid-teens and was a two-step process. The formal betrothal and the final home-taking consummation. The fathers of the bride-to-be and the groom usually negotiated the match. The groom's family paid a bride price to the bride's father. This compensated her family for her worth as a worker and proved the groom's capability to provide. During this betrothal period, the couple was officially considered husband and wife, even though they didn't live together yet. Breaking this commitment required a formal divorce. I have never met a Christian today who wants to go back to biblical courtship arrangements. That doesn't mean, however, that the Bible is silent about finding your match. God's word is just irrelevant today as when it was written, even in the context of modern courtship. Proverbs 18:22 says, "He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord." You won't find a wife or a husband unless you look. Dating could be the Lord's path for you to look for your future spouse if you do it according to His word. The Bible provides lots of guidance on love, purity, and wise decision-making. The kind that build relationships that honor God. If you follow that guidance as a teenager, as a young adult, or even as a senior, then you can date or not date with a clear conscience, and any relationship that develops from your dating will be based on love, even if it ends up not being romantic love. Don't forget how real love is described in 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. God knows what we need, even if that's a marriage partner, even before we ask. But He tells us to seek first His kingdom and His righteousness. And all these things will be given to you as well. So, trust God. 2 Corinthians, it says, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. What do righteousness and wickedness have in common?" So don't marry an unbeliever, and if you date, well, you get the picture. In Philippians, we are told to do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. This tells us not to date with the idea that you're going to win someone. They are better than that, and so are you. And in 1 Thessalonians, we learn that it is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable. If you date, God calls us to purity and respect. Respect God's boundaries. The Apostle Paul recommends we stay single so we can focus on God without distraction. But not everyone has the gift of staying celibate. Paul says, if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. If you consistently find yourself experiencing sexual desires, even super-focused Paul the Apostle says you should marry. If you do decide to date as a Christian, we recommend trying Christian Cafe. It's not intended for non-believers, only for Christians who put their faith first in their relationships. You can get a 10-day free trial to find out if it's right for you. If you want to find out more about finding a faith-filled love that will last a lifetime, please check out this video. Just remember to take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart.